Hey guys, today I want to show you how to use Aftertouch, the modulation source. I'm gonna set it up in UI Zebra, but first I'll show you how to set it up in Massive. It's the same trick, the same technique, and you set it up different in different synths, but most of the time you have to look for something that's labeled AT, which of course stands for Aftertouch. And in Massive we find that here, and I can click on it and then drag it, just like other modulations in Massive. And now when I use Aftertouch on my keyboard, the filter will open more when I press the key harder. So what Aftertouch does is that instead of velocity, velocity is triggered when you hit the key on your keyboard, and depending on how hard you hit the key, it's gonna send a value. And if you hit the key really hard, it's gonna send a value of 127, which is the maximum. And if you hit it very softly, it's gonna send a value of around 1, 2, but then you have to hit it really softly. But that is the range. It's 0 to 127, and the same is true for Aftertouch. Only Aftertouch works after you have pressed the key. So first you press the key, and then the velocity is active, and now when you're holding the key and you press down harder, that is the Aftertouch. So it's called that because you sort of set it after you've hit the key. And it's very useful for sustained notes where you, for example, it's a lot of times it's used for the vibrato effect. And to set it up like that, I have to choose it here and set it on the depth and set the rate, and I'll remove it from the filter. And now you can see when I open my Midi monitor, you can see the values here on the right side. So when I press harder, the values will increase. Alright, so let's do that same thing, but then inside Zebra. So in Zebra we have a few different destinations or sources where we can set it up. First we can set it up on the empty mod knobs with the 3 dots below it. We can right click there and we can say, where is it? Aftertouch, A-touch. And now it's set to the pan. So the cool thing about this is that it's very easy to control, because it's easy to give a little bit more pressure to get the sound exactly where you want it. And lastly, we can set it up here in the mod matrix, and we can choose a source, and there we choose Aftertouch, and then we can decide what we want to control. So we can open a filter here and set it to the cutoff, filter, cutoff, and then we give it an amount, and we can even set it through a via control, and that means that this control is gonna scale the amount of modulation. So if you choose an LFO there, the LFO is gonna also decide how fast the cutoff is going up and down. And the amount of the LFO, it's the same as controlling the amp of the LFO. But now we do that with the Aftertouch. And we can then set it to the rate as well to make it go a little bit faster. Alright, now there's just one thing I want to show you, and that is how to set this up inside your Midi region, because of course you want to modulate this as well, and it's a little bit different than normal automation. And in Ableton, how you set that up is you insert a new Midi region, like here, and then let's make some Midi notes. let's choose C and then a G to the third and to the sixth. That's beautiful. And now we select notes here, and then we click on the little small E here, which stands for envelopes, which will open this new window. And now in this window we have the MIDI control destination, and there below we have all our MIDI controllers. So we have the modulation wheel, which is always on channel 1, and we have breath controllers for MIDI flutes, and we have the channel pressure, which is same as Aftertouch, a little bit confusing. And when we select that, we get this nice line here, and we can draw in our Aftertouch. So that is how to set this up in Ableton. For Logic, you have to press, I believe it is Command-Shift-Y, and then you get into your MIDI automation. So if you're a Logic user, normally you would press A to get in your normal automation, but this one is Midi Region automation. And the other advantage of this is that now I can drag this Midi region around freely, and the automation is inside the Midi region. So I don't have to move the other automation as well, and I can even save this MIDI region with the modulation in there and recall it the next time and have it sound exactly the same. So that's a huge advantage over track automation, is the region automation. So thanks, I hope that was useful to you, and see you next time with another tutorial.